This is going to throw you for a loop. But my friends, you have to make more than one loop to make a song. I told you that there are some basic problems that I see. And this includes people that I work with making music for Sync and in my Positive Spin Partners program. They make 1, 4, or 8 bar loop and or a section, and then they just repeat it for 2 minutes. And I know that's a thing, especially with hip hop. I know it's a thing, but I'm telling you, it's a boring thing. It's not something that's going to ultimately help you make a lot of money. And even if it does, maybe you're not with the right people, but y'all need to learn how to make a B section. It was one of the hardest things to teach when I was teaching, because once they got that first loop made, they were like, I am a genius. This loop is gold. I'm just going to repeat it. They might get the news that they might need to add some stuff on future repeats. But for the most part, if you listen to most rap, it's just one loop. And sometimes they don't even add anything to it, or they might just add some singing during a section of it. That's the chorus. That's the B section. And I'm telling you, if you want to be respected in music circles, you want people to listen to your music and think there is some quality, there is some depth to this person as a composer, as a writer, change your freaking section. Move to another chord, for goodness sake. I'm working on some music. It is ambient, and it is one chord through the whole thing. I understand the reason for that. It's supposed to be music that doesn't make you think. It's in the background, that puts you in a mood, that doesn't change. Inside that chord, there's a lot of stuff and motion going on with different sounds and different things like that. We just did a whole album of that. And I played piano over that and did some kind of very obtuse piano playing inside that, trying to make it melodic and do some things. Whenever I find a style that I think is very limiting, like ambient or one chord ambient, one chord hip hop, one chord anything, or classical things like serial music, 12-tone music, I try to take it and make it melodic, and make it my own. But in general, folks, you got to change chords. You got to change chords at some time in the song. Or if you've been doing this one chord thing, it's the same with worship music. Don't get me started in church where they just sing the same chorus over and over and over and over 20 times. And you're like, okay, I get it. Now, there are some people who really like that. I can't find any who will say they like it. But apparently they like it because there are people who just sit there and hold their hand up and are in the spirit or whatever. Unless you're using dynamics to grow it somehow, or you're continually adding things. But still, I think one of the things you've got to learn, and again, I would be surprised if people in the chat don't get a little mad at this, because I know lots of my students did. They're like, you're just old school. You're just trying to create stuff that's old. New stuff doesn't do that. BS. Poppycock. I'm going to pull out the cursing here. Boulder Dash. How do you like that? I think you've got to get off your loop and make a new loop, or go to another chord. I just had to do that with one of my partners. He hasn't heard it yet. Wolfgang, I'm sorry, but I had to change chords in one of the songs that we're working on. And we're working on a sports album, and it just gets too monotonous. And I see this a lot, and I don't know what else to say about it. Move from the 1 chord to the 4 chord, or to the 5 chord, or to a 6 minor, or to a 3 minor, or to a 2 minor. You've got lots of choices. And if you don't know what that means, maybe, just maybe, you need to think about doing some minor music theory work. Learn a little bit about music theory and how it works, and what 1-4-5 even means. Raise your hand if you know what 1-4-5 means. If I say the words 1-4-5, what does that mean? Well, I'm talking about in the key of C, playing a C chord, playing an F chord, and playing a G chord. That's what I'm talking about. And this video is not going to get inside that kind of stuff today. But maybe in the future, and if you do like that kind of thing and you'd like to see that kind of thing, give this video a thumbs up or tell me in the comments if you'd like to get more composing, songwriting videos where I actually talk about the process of how I write. I've done that a little bit on the Hello Composers channel, but I barely have time for one channel, much less two. So this more than one loop thing could go on, and I'm probably looping a little too much on this more than one loop section. But it's all about making a change in the song sonically, and not just with volume, and not just with more instruments, but with some new dang chords and sections.